Marvel Legends, Avengers, Beyond Earth's Mightiest, 60 Years of Earth's Mightiest, Grey Hulk, and Dr. Bruce Banner. Let's get it. What is good, my peeps? It's the Ruckus back at you again, and we've got another action figure review, or figures in this case, and we are continuing with the campaign, the celebration. We're talking about Beyond Earth's Mightiest, aka the Avengers 60th anniversary, 60 years of Earth's Mightiest. And today we're looking at the 2-pack consisting of the Grey Hulk and Dr. Bruce Banner himself. And this has been the Bruce Banner part has been overdue, as we finally get a Bruce Banner, the Hulk's alter ego, at last. We've gotten several Hulks, especially since the 80th anniversary edition of the Hulk came out. We've been getting all kinds of Hulks on that buck, and the same is going to be for this one. There are changes, though. They did change some things around for the Hulk, and we'll go through that. But this 2-pack is in commemoration of 60 years of the Avengers, and as you can see, looking at the packaging, it's the white packaging, which is the motif for this particular celebration. All of the sets that are dedicated to Beyond Earth's Mightiest are white, and this is no different. We've got the 3D renders of the figures here on the cover with some artwork, Kirby-esque style artwork, or it might be Jack Kirby's artwork, period. It's looking like it to me, or very good facsimile of it, of that first issue of Incredible Hulk. And you've got the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest logo right there at the bottom. At the top of the box, we've got Avengers 60 Years of Earth's Mightiest. Turning to one side, now I'll have to tilt it because it's a long box. We've got more of that artwork of the first issue of the Hulk and Banner. On the other side, we've got the 3D render of the figures. And then on the back, the rear, we have another 3D render of both Hulk and Dr. Bruce Banner. And on our left, the Hulk's right, we see the accessories that the Hulk comes with. And on the right, our right, Bruce Banner doesn't have one of those sketches because he's actually wearing his accessory, which is a pair of glasses. Here we have both our figures, so you can get a 360-degree visual of what they look like. We've got the Grey Hulk, and we have got Dr. Banner himself. The Hulk is as we expect him to be. You know, we've seen what he's wearing on before, meaning the torn shirt. In fact, we've gotten a torn shirt in this orange before, a different shade of orange, but orange nevertheless, and the gray pigmentation, the blue trousers, and that's basically what we got going on. What's different about the Hulk is the upper torso, and as well as that shirt, and his head sculpt is different. And speaking of that, we actually have a second head, and we will take a look at this, and we'll see this close up. This is the neutral, if you're going to call any expression by the Hulk neutral head sculpt. You see it's molded in that same gray. We've got black hair, but it's got a blue wash in the hair, so that's cool right there. You always love when they dual tone the hair to give it so it can stand out some. But yeah, the head sculpt looks pretty nice. And while we're here, we may as well check out the Hulk's additional set of hands, a pair of grabbies. We've got Banner's glasses here. They're basically molded in black with some transparent lenses. Then lastly, we get the crushed pipe. We've seen this crushed pipe before, and this time it's molded in a black, kind of a shiny black, and you see it's got the detail of where the Hulk grasped it and basically compressed it. We'll kick this off looking at Dr. Bob. I say Dr. Bob because his name is Robert Bruce Banner, but yeah, we'll kick this off looking at Dr. Bruce Banner first. And once again, we finally got a Bruce Banner in plastic form. So I know a lot of people have been dying to be able to make displays, either, showing Doc doing something in a lab or, transforming. So now you've got the option to either or it. And I'm happy and here for it. Looking at the head sculpt, it's a pretty nice head sculpt. It's that digital print is pretty nice. It definitely he definitely has the blank stare, but that might auto correct once I put his glasses on. It looks good. You've got the hair, brown hair, no wash in it at all, but it looks pretty good. We've got his shirt is kind of like a rust-colored brown, blue tie. He of course has the lab coat overlay. The sleeves are white. They're part of the body, so there is no brownish sleeves going on. Then of course when you get to the lower half is molded in blue for the trousers, and it's cool that the trousers are blue to match the Hulk's blue trousers. So and of course the shirt is matching the Hulk's torn shirt, so it works very well. And then we've got the brown shoes there. The lower half is the same as with any of our suited or clothed civilian bodies. They really need to revisit that because it's the same issues still apply. It's a problem to get him to stand. You have to really work at it because you're not getting much of that ankle bending up, so your figure can stand. So you do have that. The back is nothing really going on. It's just that overlay, as you could see, and then you've got with the pants, the trousers. So that's basically it in terms of our Bruce Banner. Taking a measurement of Dr. Bruce Banner, we're going to get him in at about 6 inches tall. And see, this is the problem when you reuse bodies. Bruce Banner is supposed to be very small, very slight of stature. That it's supposed to be, he's supposed to be the polar opposite of his alter ego. Bruce is only like about 5'7", and probably weighs $140, $145, or something like that. And at 6 inches, technically he's smaller than the more heroic male figures, but he's still supposed to be a little bit shorter than that. But I digress on that. It is what it is. What we'll do is we'll go over his articulation. His head is on a ball hinge. So let me get my hand out of the way so you guys can see what's going on. He could look up that far. He could look down that far. He does give you some pivot there, and of course he can 360 it. His arms, his shoulders, I should say, you can get. You're not going to get 90, and they're going to try to force themselves back down, but you get enough. You can 360 it. He's got the bicep swivel. This is an older body, so he does have pinned double jointed elbows, as you can see right there. The wrists swivel and hinges, both hinge horizontally at the wrists. He's got an ab crunch as I open up his lab coat so you can see it. He can go forward that far. He can go back, but the lab coat is going to impede. So there is that. He's got a waist swivel. He can get his legs out to that far. Once again, the lab coat's going to impede unless you kind of sort of move it out of the way. He can kick very well. He can go back decently. He's got the thigh cut, double jointed pinned knees. Once again, this is an older body. It's that older, the lower half is that older suited body. And then he can point his toe forward that much. Once again, like I said about going up, you're going to get almost nothing going up. He does have ankle pivot, and he has peg holes. They've been painted in. Now you can almost not see them, but peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Here's Dr. Bob with his lone accessory, his glasses. It would have been nice if they included something like that, that digital pad that like the a couple other characters have gotten. Franklin Richards comes to mind. The Scientist Supreme for AIM comes to mind. It would have been nice if he would have included, if they would have included that with him, but they didn't. So it is what it is. And for a comparison of sorts, I figured I'd line him up with another charter member of Nerds Are Us Society. We've got Henry McCoy, aka the Beast, also sporting his glasses. This is the Beast from that Retro series pack. I spoke previously of accessories, so once again I had to dig in the magic coffers and come up with a third-party item. This is a MacBook Pro for Dr. Bob right here that he's peeping out. And just in case you didn't believe me when I said he's blazing a MacBook, now it's time to look at the other side of the coin. We're talking about the Hulk himself, in this instance the Gray Hulk slash first appearance Hulk. At least that's what they're trying to push, that this would be the first appearance Hulk. Of course, it wouldn't be, because first appearance Hulk was nowhere near this large. Believe it or not, when Hulk first appeared, he was only, I'll say that again with the quotation marks, only 6'6", which is still a big guy. But he was not as large as he was portrayed in later years, and I'm talking about even in his gray form. When he was Mr. Fix-It, that's when they went back. They made him smaller again, and he was about 6'6" then. But then after that whole storyline was over with, and they would show the Hulk in his gray form, they made him as large as any Hulk that you're used to seeing, that you recognize. So that whole 6'6" thing just got lost, basically. But that's okay. This is what we got now. As you can see, he's wearing the busted up shirt. That's the same color as Dr. Bob's shirt that we saw previously, and as you well know, it is removable, which I will do for the sake of this review. And here's that head sculpt that comes out of packaging, and once again, it's different than the first Gray Hulk that we got. This one has a more classic look, if you will, and this is the angry head, as though there would be any other kind for the Hulk. This is more the gritting teeth head, is what it would be. He's sporting the wash in the hair, which is cool, and yeah, the head sculpt is pretty nice. So that's different. What else is different is the upper torso. It's not as defined as the previous upper torsos. The previous upper torsos had ripples in the chest area, and this is all smooth, like Hulk's been shaving his chest, getting ready to you know enter that bodybuilding contest. So he's trying to get smooth and all that. They did not change out the butterfly joints. They still only draw back, which is unfortunate. So this Hulk, like all the other Hulks, still cannot perform his thunderclap, his famous, renowned thunderclap, which is a shame because that is, if you want to classify it as a power set per se, you can do so. But yeah, he's known for doing that, and you still can't perform that naturally with these Hulk bucks, as nice as they are. The rest, though, is essentially the same as every Hulk we've gotten. The arms are the same. The fists are the same. The lower torso is the same. And then, of course, the lower half, the legs, are the same. Ripped trousers. They even ripped in the same spots. And then, of course, you've got the feet. And then same thing going on in the back here. So no different. Nothing's different going on with the Gray Hulk other than what I already pointed out. By now we should know the height on this figure, but for the uninitiated we'll go with it again. And of course ain't a damn thing changed. The Hulk is coming in at 8.5 inches tall. Same thing goes for the articulation. We've seen it before, but for the sake of the review and the uninitiated, we'll do it again. The Hulk's head is on a dumbbell, so you're not going to get anything going back. Not much anyway. That's all you'll get going back, going down. It's pretty cool. At least you could do that. You need to be able to do that because he looks down on almost everyone. You do get pivot, some great pivot, and of course you can 360 it. As mentioned before, he does have the butterfly joints that only work back, so you can draw back far. That is incredible, no pun intended. But in terms of going forward in conjunction with the shoulder joints, this is the closest you're getting, which once again is unfortunate. You'd have to actually work it like a combination of the, as I now demonstrate, the bicep swivel. You'd have to work that in conjunction with the forearm and the elbow, single jointed elbow that swivels. And of course he's got the swiveling wrist hinge that also goes horizontally. So you would probably have to perform, and even then it's not going to be the greatest in terms of trying to get him to do the clap. So this ends up being the closest you can get, so that's not really good at all. So yeah, Hasbro really needs to improve on that. And at Comic-Con they were told that. I know I got with Dwight Stahl and relayed concerns regarding that, and he agreed. Can't front, got to give him his flowers. He agreed. As far as the torso is concerned, he's got a diaphragm that he can go forward that much, not much at all. He can go back that much, not much at all, but still something. You can get some lean with it, rock with it, and you can get some rotation up there, but he also has a waist swivel, so you're going to get rotation there too. As far as the splits are concerned, very good for a very big guy. He can do his legs not so good, but for a big guy, what do you expect? Can go back pretty decent for a big guy. He does have the thigh cut, double jointed, pinned knees, as you can see there. And then he can point his toe forward that far. Hulk is like a ballerina going on right now. Up that much. He does have ankle pivot, and he does have holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Here he is with his neutral head sculpt. I don't know if this looks meaner than when he's gritting his teeth. Here's a shot of our Beyond Earth's Mightiest Hulk next to the first version of the Gray Hulk. This right here was also on a retro card, but it was also in some packaging too for collectibles. And but you can see the differences here. Let's start with the ripped shirts. They both are blazing the orange-ish colored shirts, but the two pack that we're reviewing, you see it's a lighter color, and it does have dirt on it, but it's not as dirty, if you will, as the retro Gray Hulk that we have here. Also, you can see the differences in the head sculpts. The retro the retro Gray Hulk's head is smaller. You can actually see that than our two-pack Hulk. They both are sporting the black hair with the blue wash over it. So that's cool. They're both great in their teeth, but you can see the differences in the head sculpts. And then there's the chest. You can see the differences in the chest. You see that on our retro. What I was talking about, how it shows a more ripped kind of look, whereas the Earth's Mightiest is more of a smooth look. Plus, it's a lighter shade of gray, and the pants are also a lighter shade of blue. And you know there's no way we're getting out of this review without comparing our 60th anniversary Gray Hulk with the one true Green Hulk. And of course, you see the differences in the torn shirts, obviously the differences in the head sculpt, and yeah, our new Gray Hulk's head is definitely larger than the heads on any previous iteration that we've gotten before this. But still, both look angry, both look good. And so to wrap this one all up in a nice bow, we are talking about the Marvel Legends Avengers 60th anniversary, Beyond Earth's Mightiest, 60 years of Earth's Mightiest. Gray Hulk, Dr. Bruce Banner 2-pack, that is a mouthful. And to give the assessment, it's a nice, very nice pack. We get Bruce Banner for the first time. Of course, we're getting it on used parts. We're getting it on the old suited body, modified, of course, with the lab coat and what have you. So, as always, that's a little problematic to stand up, but it is a nice figure nevertheless. We get the glasses, which is great, and they do fit on nicely. I don't have any problems really putting them on. The handles for the glasses are long enough that they reach back behind Doc's ears, so that's always cool. We've got a body that we can switch heads with other scientist types, so you can play that game if you want. So that's definitely a plus. In terms of the Hulk, the Gray Hulk, we've seen overall this body before, but the modifications have been, we've got different head sculpts, and the upper torso has been modified to have a more smooth appearance, and of course the shade of gray has been lightened, as well as the shade for the blue of his trousers. So that's pretty good. The heads are noticeably bigger than previous heads on previous Hulks. I think it suits the character though, because I think that should give the appearance, the illusion, if you will, that this Hulk is a bit smaller than the other Hulks. If you know anything about artistry, comic art, a lot of times the really big guys, they're drawn with heads that are smaller in proportion to their bodies. It kind of sort of gives you the perspective of how big their bodies are. So I'm probably just spitballing here. Nevertheless, it's their heads are bigger, but it's still pretty nice. In terms of the Hulk, if you missed out on getting the first one, then this is your opportunity to get yourself a version of the Gray Hulk, and you get Doc Banner along with it. So, it's a plus all around. We get that crushed pipe. It's in a fluorescent black, and of course we get the tattered shirt. which is a lighter shade of that orange, brownish orange, and it has the dirt on the shirt, just not as noticeable as on the previous iteration. Anyhow, that is how it goes down with this set. I think it's pretty cool. I also think that Hasbro needs to, when it comes to the Hulk, work on those butterfly joints, because at the end of the day, we need a Hulk who can perform a thunderclap, and that is how that would be done.